Okay guys, we're on to lesson 4, find start and end times. And you can find the start or end time when you know the elapsed time. So they're going to give you either a start time and how much time has passed, give you how much time has passed and an end time, and you have to find the start or the end time. Alright, so this is very similar to what we did yesterday. It's kind of like one of those things when you have plus 2 equals 7. So you're given these two options. Well, today it's kind of like having this. 5 plus what equals 7. Okay, so that's what we're looking at today. So Rita makes a painting of a horse. She starts painting this horse at 1:20 p.m. 48 minutes painting. At what time does she finish the painting? Count forward on the number line to add the elapsed time to the start time to show the jumps. Okay, so here she is. We know at that amount of time. She stopped then. We know that she went 48 minutes. Now yesterday, the last time, that's what we okay? So today, we're here. We're going to add 48 minutes to this to find out what time that she stops. What time she finished the painting. She started, we're counting on 48 minutes to find out what time she stopped. Okay? Now, you don't have to add all those 48 minutes at one time. You can do it in intervals of time. So if you're at 1:20, ooh, look at this. If I'm at 1:20, how many minutes is left next hour? That might be something we need to look at. You know there's 60 minutes in an hour, right? Well, we've already used up 20 minutes. So if we take the 20 minutes out of there, that's 40 minutes. So if we add 40 minutes to this, we're going to be at 2 o'clock. So we know it's going to be after 2 o'clock because we have to add 48 minutes. So huge hop, and we add 40 minutes to this, I'm going to be at 2 p.m., right? Now, we're taking care of that 40 minutes out of there. So how much more do we have left to add? That's right, 8 minutes. So we'll do a little hop of 8 minutes, and there we are. We're at 2:08 p.m. So that's what time she's finishing up that painting, at 2:08, if it took her 48 minutes to do it. How did you decide what jumps to make? Well, we added 40 to get to 2 o'clock. Then we added 8 to get to 2:08 p.m. We'll add our PMs on there. Okay. Did you have to use 40 and 8? No, but that's just kind of what we chose. You could have gone by 10s if you wanted to until you got to 2 o'clock, and then you would have to add 8. As long as you got to 2:08, it really didn't matter what increments you used to get there. So do the jumps end at 2:08 p.m. That's what time we stopped jumping. So that means she finished that painting at what time? That's right, 2:08. Okay? See how they gave us this? They gave us this, but you had to find that. What we did last time. Pause it if you need to. If you're ready, we're going to turn the page and look at the next part of this lesson. Get Mason. All right, Mason, here's yours. It takes Mason 35 minutes to make a clay animal. He finishes at 11:45 a.m. At what time did he start? Look, this is different. On this side, here's our start time, and we went forward. We added to get to 208. Here we're going backwards. We know that he finished at 11:45. If we're going backwards, what in the world are we going to do? We're doing the opposite. That's right. We're going to have to do some subtraction here. So we're going to have to back it up 35 minutes, 45. Well, I know that if I'm at 11:45, if I back up 15 minutes, if I'm at 45, I back up 15 minutes, I'm at where? That's right. So let's do this. We're going to subtract 15 minutes. That's going to put 11:30. Okay? If we're at 45, we take away 15 minutes, we're at 30. If you need to see. All right, so now wait a minute, we got to go 35 minutes. Well, let's just go another 15 minutes because we know those are quarters of hours. So 15 minutes here is 30. We take away 15 more minutes, we're going to be here at the 3, and that's where? That's right, at the 15-minute mark. So let's do another hop. Subtract 15. So that's 11. So there's 30. And we've got to do 35. So we've done the 30, so we've got to do 5 more. Subtract 5 more. And we're at 11. What? Yep, 11:10 a.m. Okay? So, how many jumps to make? We did subtract 15, we subtracted 15, and then we subtracted 5. Now, did you have to do that? No. That's what we decided as a group. And then, now we got to draw the hands on the clock to show the start time. So 11 minutes is here at the 2, because that's 5:10. And the hour is 11, and it's just going to be a tiny bit past 11, not much. Something like that. Okay? So what time did he start that clay animal? 11:10 a.m. Okay? Give you a second to finish that. Now, that you're going to work on your own. Now, here is a number line. Find the start time. Now remember, you're going backwards, so if you're going to do, that's right, subtract. You might want to put yourself a little note there to remind yourself. This one is just like this one, just talking about different times. Then 3:41. This one is Billy is making a paper bird. They give you the start time, how long you work, so you find the end time. So this way, you're going forward, you are adding. So you might want to put yourself a little note there. Then you have a number line. You have to find here, you're going backwards. So you know you're going to subtract. Here, they give you a start time. You find the end time. So you know you're going to add there. Put some notes there. Then down at the bottom, this might be something you might see on statewide testing or map testing where they give you a chart. Start here, last this long, what time does it end? So you have to fill in the missing parts. Kind of cool. Then number 6 is open-ended. You can put a little squiggle through that. And down here it says draw hands on the clock to show the time and write the start or end times. And then you've got Trish and Lana is drawing portraits, very similar to the one we had the other day. At what time does Lana start drawing? Explain your answer. Okay? All right, so this is going to take you a minute. Some of these questions involve several things. So you need to hit pause in just a second when I finish talking. Work on this carefully. When you have all of those questions answered, then hit play and let's see how you did. Okay? All right, guys. Work hard, do a good job, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, guys, I've been working and I have worked through these problems. You should have two. This may have taken you a couple of minutes because this had a lot of stuff on it that you had to work through. So if you're not finished, keep pause it again until you're ready. Those of you that are ready, or when you're ready, hit play and then we'll go over this. So here you had just no really story problem. It ended at this time. It lasted for 26 minutes. So you're going backwards, so you're subtracting. You did not have to use the same increments that I did. As long as you got 605, good. Now I just decided to take away that 1, so it got me at 630. Then I took a big chunk out of 20 minutes to bring me at 610. Then I did that last 5. Okay? But like I said, you didn't have to do these exact same things. You could have subtracted in different increments. As long as you got 605, you're good. Then, moving on to Billy. Now he starts making a paper bird at 2:28. He works for 40 minutes. At what time does he finish? So we're starting forward, so it means we're adding minutes. We're adding these 40 minutes to that. And I did 2 minutes to get me at 2:30. Then I added a whole 30 minutes to get me at 3. And I added that last 8 minutes to get me at 3:08. So, oops, I forgot to put my answer here. What time does he finish? 3:08 p.m. Don't forget, you had to draw your hands on the clock here. If you didn't, make sure you fix those. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8. So that minute hand's going to reach out to the 8. And then your hour hand's just a tiny 3. Not much because you've only gone 8 minutes. Okay? Then some more. Here's your start. Here's the elapsed time, that kind of thing. So here is our end time at 9:20. We're going backwards, so we're subtracting 38 minutes out of it. And I did subtract 20, 15, and 3. 8:42 a.m. Make sure you have a.m. and as long as you have 8:42, you could have subtracted in any combination you wanted to there. Then 45, we went for 18 minutes. Where are we going to end up? 2:03. 1:45, I added 15 minutes because I know that was going to get me to the next hour of 2 o'clock. 3 more minutes to get me at 2:03 p.m. Okay. Then the bottom part was a little tricky because you had 3 problems in one. I'll give you a number line. But that didn't mean you couldn't write your own, and that's what I did. I just did a makeshift number line here, kind of like I did on the others. You start at 6:15, 25 minutes. So here's 6:15. I needed to add 25 minutes, so I said, well, if I add 15, that gets me at 6:30. Add my 10 more minutes, and that gets me at 6:40. Then you start at 9:14. Go for 42 minutes. What time? No, wait a minute. Back up. I'm saying that wrong. You ended at 6 and you went for 42 minutes. You started at 9:14. That's what you had to find out. So here's my 9:56 and I backed it up. I did a big chunk because I thought, well, I'll just take all there, get me at 9:16, subtract my 2 minutes remaining. I'm at 9:14. And the last one, here's your start time, go for 12 minutes. You should end up at 4 p.m. And here's 4:14. I added 10. That got me to 4:24. Added 2 more minutes, 4:26. Okay? Remember, if you got these answers correct, then whatever you did here had to be correct to get you there. So you didn't have to do exactly the same way I did. I'm going to give you a second or more to here. If you miss something, make sure you're fixing it so you won't make that mistake next time. So you always fix your work that you missed. Pause it, because some of you may have had a little trouble with this. Usually folks have a little bit of trouble with this because they didn't give you a number line here. And sometimes that can be a little tricky. All right, pause it if you need to. When you're ready, hit play. Hit the last part. Now, you didn't have to do 6. We said we'll just scribble through that. All right, 7 and 8. Here is your end time. Lasted for 50 minutes. You could have done whatever strategy you needed to, but you should have come up with 5:35 p.m. and you should have your hands on your clock drawn like so. Then 8:30, go for 44 minutes. You should have ended up at 9:14. And you could have drawn a number line over here on the side if you needed to. Whatever you need to. You could have clock that you had there and count backwards. So any of those would work. Now number 9 is one of those multiple step problems. You've got Trish, Lana, and they're drawing portraits. Trish starts at 4:15 and finishes at 4:40. Then Lana finishes at 4. She draws for the same amount of time as Trish does. At what time does she start drawing? Now, you're going to have to figure this out before you can do anything. She starts at 4:15. She ends. So whenever you figure that out, you know that both of the girls drew for 25 minutes. You have to know that before you can answer the problem. That's part 1 of the multiple step problem. Now, part is saying, okay, well, if she finished at 4:55, we've got to back it up 25 minutes. So if we back it up 5, we're at 4:50. Back it up 20 more minutes. So that means that she finished, or she started drawing at 4:30. Okay? So that's part 2 before you can get your answer. So how much time that they spent drawing and what time she started using that information. Okay? All right, that was a lot today. You had a lot of questions. Now you've got to be careful on it. And you know where the extra paper is if you need it to draw those number lines to help you figure those out. Okay? All right, good job, guys.